All right, all right, all right. Hey, everybody.
5:04.
And look at us. We're all here today.
6:04. My computer still says it's 5 o'clock and thinks it's daylight savings.
Hello from quarantine.
Yes, we are all in quarantine right now. Hello from quarantine.
Let me ask you, cabin fever.
Huh?
Are you getting cabin fever?
No.
I started to today.
Did you?
Real antsy, real jumpy.
Well, I was out yesterday.
I went out yesterday for the last time that I'm gonna go out. So
yeah, I'm gonna take Luke out tonight and just walk around the block a few times, get some air.
I'm gonna have to go once a week to see what I can get for groceries. We went to 4 stores.
hey, BRT.
Oh,
Kaylee's here.
Who?
Hi, Kaylee.
Here. Hi, Kaylee.
You call me today.
Hi, Kaylee.
Day 6 for your family.
Oh.
Call me after. Yeah, she got the 2 kids, man. They drive her crazy.
Yeah, Mike's been home since last week. It's weird. Like, this is like the first week he's been home the whole week. So I guess, yeah, it's been like 6 or 7 days for us, too.
They've officially
told yesterday.
They've officially kept they said the schools will now be closed in Victorville until May 1st.
They're not going to open. The governor said California is not going to see school this year.
Mm-mm.
I don't think it's going to be like that in Ohio for sure.
No. Well,
so in California, the kids are not going back.
Well, that and they have completely locked down Las Vegas.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Go in and out. Nothing.
Weird. They even did the airports. Close the airports down in Vegas.
So here we are. We've started our quarantine here in California.
Yep, here we are.
Well, last week.
Mm-hmm. So we are here to make a special announcement because we're going to make some changes while we're all at home, looking for something to do and occupy our time.
So what we wanted to offer was, well, not offer, just do, mostly for us in the beginning, but we built it a way to help everybody that's in the situation. So those of you guys watching and those of you guys that will be watching this feed later, if you're not a member of the Freaks of AHS and you've applied for Freaks of AHS, or you want to go on to Mary Girl Moody's site, the Freaks of AHS, let Dawn or myself know, flag us so that we can get you in there.
Yeah.
So because in Freaks of AHS, we've been letting that community know. Both Dawn and I are both admins for the community, and Lady Di has been a member of the community for some time. We've all been part of the show Beyond the Horror, good friends with Mary. So that's where our roots have started. We've decided to offer that community and to everybody out there, but you know, we're advertising that community. We're talking to the members of that community that starting Sunday, we are going to be streaming live every single day, 7 days a week, regardless. We'll be on. We're going to give everybody something to do, something to talk about, something to look forward to the next day, something to keep everybody from getting too cabin fever. So what we decided to do, because our roots came from that site and because our roots came from American Horror Story, so what better way to start the conversation with American Horror Story? And we've decided we're going to do a series rewatch, and we will be talking about, discussing, reviewing, bitching about, celebrating, complaining, whatever we want to bring to the table.
Yep.
Whatever you guys want to bring to the table.
Mostly celebrating.
Yeah, one episode.
Especially the first couple seasons.
Exactly. One episode a day, nothing more. We're not going to delve into full seasons. We're not going to delve into other seasons. We're going to be focusing on just the one episode a day, and we're starting season 1, episode 1. So if you want to,
that way you can watch it the night before if you want to join in.
Watch it the night before so that you're fresh, and don't get too far ahead of yourselves because we're only going to be talking about the one. And then that way we're not watching together. I'm only going to watch the one episode a day. I'm not going to watch
same here.
And we will just however we want to do this, however we want to talk about it. We're kind of play it by ear the first couple episodes to see kind of what falls into place about how people want to discuss it. If there's a particular episode or particular a season with an actor or something that you just feel incredibly passionate about, and you want to come on and talk about it, hit one of us up. We'll talk to you about it. See if you want to come on and talk a little bit. We're just gonna try and have some fun. We're gonna try to distract from this whole thing. Try and hey, Buffy.
Hey, Miss Buffy.
Try and distract from everybody being in quarantine. Like I said, all three of us from Southern California, we're all locked down now. I know Kaylee that's on, she's on lockdown. BRT, I think, is locked down. Pretty much most of the states now have gone to a full lockdown.
I don't know if there's anyone who's not.
There's a few states.
Yeah.
But
really,
and
there's still a few states. Yeah.
This is unfortunately the start
Mm-hmm.
of a long process, I think. So we figured, you know what? We got 9 seasons of American Horror Story, at least 10 episodes a season. We got over 100 days. We know there was episode 100, 1984. So we got over 100. I think it's 106 episodes. That we can go 106 days, folks. If we're here 106 days, we'll go 106 days.
We also
and then we'll figure out what happens after that. So
we also have
we're dedicated. We're dedicated to doing that. We still are committed to doing our regular Thursday and Saturday shows as well. This is not in combination with the 7-day-a-week American Horror Story stream. So, on Thursday nights at this time, we will still try and do a Thursday night show where we're talking about other stuff. If you don't want to participate in American Horror Story, but you still want to check in and talk about other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We've been trying to completely steer away from talking about coronavirus, but if you guys are compelled and absolutely need a show, need someone to talk to, need some clarification and education, whatever, just reach out to us and we'll talk about. We'll see if there's something we want. Yeah. I'm more interested in, if we do talk about coronavirus at all in any way, shape, or form, I'm more interested in your guys' stories, what you personally are going through, how this is personally affecting you, your livelihood, anything like that, versus what coronavirus is, and because there's so much misinformation out there. The best information that I can give anybody is the same information that you should be getting all along, and that is go to the CDC website. That is the only place of information.
Yeah, not like Facebook links and
exactly.
Go I heard now they're going to shut everything out, and
nothing on Facebook, nothing on Twitter, nothing on social media, nothing from the neighbor next door.
Yes, Forrest.
Website. If you have a question, go to the CDC website and ask that question. That's the only place you should be getting. All of us should only be getting our information from there, and no place else. And any infection control nurse or doctor will tell you the same thing. But if we want to talk about if you really are jumping off the walls and you're feeling, cabin fever or anxiety or stress or whatever it is, we can talk about those things. We can be here, but that will be on Thursday and Saturday. We can do that. Saturday is still committed to RuPaul. So long as the RuPaul season's on, we're still reviewing and going.
And I will now be there on Saturday.
Okay.
And this Saturday, I'm going to dig out my new Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette. God knows when they're going to be restocking those. They sold out in a day a couple of weeks ago on the 20th of February. And I will have some purple on. In celebration of Drag Race, I'll do makeup.
Yes.
So also, Michael, let me say something first. In the Freaks of AHS, we also have a poll going because we haven't decided exactly what time we want to do our daily streams. And we wanted to find out from you guys what's the best time for you guys. So
you'll notice on the poll there, the poll is in like 2-hour blocks. So it's not necessarily the show's going to be 2 hours. We're just kind of giving everybody, us a kind of leeway at this sort of time, at this sort of time, at this sort of time, so that we can figure out the best kind of overall time. Hasn't been a lot of voting yet because I don't think a lot of people are flocking to those type of sites just yet until the word gets out. But if you're, just let us know. That's why the poll is there.
And if you're currently looking for the poll, it is it's listed in the announcements of the Freaks of AHS.
Or you can just send us a message.
Or send us a message.
It's not like there's that many people here. They can just send us a note, make a comment.
Yep.
That's fine.
We're thinking it's all Pacific time, so 2:00 Pacific time would probably be the earliest we would do this PM.
Yeah.
All the way till 10 o'clock at night for us because we're up late. That's why we're called Late Night Snacks. But since everybody's home and their schedules, mine has completely changed. My 6 o'clock time was totally open. Now it's completely different. So it's really just kind of to see if anybody had any kind of special, like before dinner, after dinner. I know my stepdaughter wants to come a lot, but 9 o'clock she's asleep already because she's in Ohio. It's 9 o'clock in Ohio. But then I don't know what impedes on her dinner time. So, we'll just see if anybody has anything to say. And if we don't get polls enough, then we'll just pick a time. We can always switch it.
Yeah, that's the thing too. With this lockdown, with this quarantine, with all of us not having major commitment is sit and wait. It's just like everybody else in the world is sitting and waiting. We will be flexible if we have to select a time and it's just absolutely not working for people. We're open to change. But when I was like,
It's just the time difference is so different. Even if we did it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it'd be 10 o'clock at night for you. So maybe, if we did it in the afternoon.
We'll try and give you a heads up when we know for sure. But
yeah, we'll let everybody know. So
it's hard because everybody's in different time zones.
Except for us.
Except we're all together.
We're going to start that. We're going to do it. See how it works. What my goal for the whole thing was really a place for people to go, a place for something to do once a day, to have a reason to go somewhere once a day. If it's us, come on over.
Yep.
It gives a sense of community because we're all going to start having this real bad cabin fever and isolation type feeling. I know I've already started to be a little jumpy about it. So see different faces.
And even though we're doing American Horror Story during the day, if somebody has something they want to throw out, do it. I mean, we're here.
We're always here. And also, if anybody here has not subscribed yet, please do that. Please like and subscribe. All of our links to social media are listed down below in the description box.
Oh, Miss Buffy, I don't know if you saw, but you can now buy sorry guys, the Game of Thrones palette that I did not too long ago is on sale at Nordstrom Rack for $23. Free shipping.
Oh, shipping, yeah.
Free shipping, but it's I know that it was out of stock in a bunch of places. That's because I guess they bought them all up. So the Game of Thrones that's in back of me, if you guys whoever wanted that palette for $23, go for it. $23 free shipping.
Check with your online
Nordstrom
stores.
Rack.
Yeah, check with your online stores to see what they're doing because I know they're all
NordstromRack.com. I put it up on our Facebook page. Yeah. And just if anybody wants to know.
Yeah.
So let's see what everybody's saying here.
There is
the UK is not mandatory. That's interesting. I would have thought that you guys would have been shut down before we were.
Who?
Miss Buffy says the UK is on lockdown, but not mandatory. I don't know if they're going to make ours mandatory other than they just suggest it and people are not stupid.
California's going to go mandatory.
Haley, yes, we will let you know when we decide our times.
Yep. California's always going to be a leader in that. And I think that Gavin is just going to slow roll out because the economy.
We're right now in the same place as a lot of other states. I think New York is harder than we are.
Yeah.
But New York has banded together with Connecticut and like the 3 governors on the East Coast. I'm trying to think of the other state. It's New York, Connecticut, and
Ohio,
maybe Massachusetts. No, just like next to New York. So, Connecticut's right there, and maybe Massachusetts or Pennsylvania. I don't know. There's 3 that are three governors who got tired of waiting for who to do shit. Said we're going to band together and we're going to come together and do it.
Yeah, I figured Gavin was going to be doing that for us because they always took California as a leader and take charge of things like that. But I was talking to Larry about it, and I guess Gavin has mentioned that they're trying to not plummet the California economy because it supports such a huge portion of the world. So that's what they're really concerned about. But now that more and more businesses are shutting down by the hour here in California, I guarantee you they're going to make California.
I know a lot of people who are still working.
Because San Francisco is on a mandated lockdown already. That city. So what happens?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense.
Sure would.
So I don't know if you guys follow me on my Facebook, but the funny thing is, we can't get toilet paper and groceries, but I got weed delivered today in 20 minutes. Yeah. I ordered right when I posted on Facebook, and it came at 5 o'clock before I even started putting my makeup on.
Yep.
My edibles were delivered.
Yep.
And the lady was on the other side of the door, and I had to give her the money and show her. So I put it out. She did not touch me. She grabbed it. She's like, "You don't need to sign." I'm like, "I'm over 21, obviously." And then she put the bag on the step, and she walked away. And so I can't get food or toilet paper, but I can get as much weed as I want. I'm sorry. I just think that's hysterical. Well, leave it to California. And they gave me a $20 credit. They sent me a text message. They said, "We're available. Do you want anything? Here's $20."
Good.
Hmm.
I think it's great.
Since I'm not going to be going anywhere, now is the time to try different things to see if I can get something to work for my pain and my inflammation.
The hoarding thing I don't get. So long as businesses are still open, why are people hoarding? Especially
That's my
toilet paper.
question.
What's toilet paper going to do?
It doesn't make any sense. It's I don't understand because, I mean, Mike went to Costco yesterday and it did take him 40 minutes to get in, but there was tons of meat, there was stuff.
Exactly.
What there wasn't was pasta and potatoes. It's like, we're in California. You're already supposed to have a 30-day supply of shit for earthquake, which nobody probably does. We do. That's why I already had all that stuff. I didn't even need to go buy extra.
I don't.
And then there's some people who don't get paid right away.
Yeah.
So they hadn't shopped yet.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that they're limiting, though. Like, went to Vaughn's and I got 2 loaves of bread and didn't realize it. And one of them was for my 85-year-old father because I'm trying not to let him get out of the house. And they said, "I'm sorry, you can only get one." So then my niece went back and just bought a loaf for my father.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad they're limiting that stuff too. And they're also prosecuting some businesses who are trying to make money. I said,
yeah, they arrested a bunch of guys in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the news last night.
Yep.
For price, they're prosecuting a lot of people for price gouging too.
And I actually bought some toilet paper on eBay that wasn't a crazy price, but I found it at Costco where they could ship it to my stepdaughter in Ohio right away. And I went to cancel the eBay order and they said, "No, it's shipped." That was on the 16th. So I asked them for a tracking today and they're like, "Oh, we need 2 more days." I'm like, "Fuck you, cancel my order."
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because I already found it at Costco.com to be shipped to her.
Well, Macari,
she's kind of out in the country-ish, and there's not that many things close to her. And she has 4 kids home, plus her and her husband. So they need stuff.
Well, Macari stepped in almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
The first couple of days, Macari was every other thing was for the mask or for hand sanitizer.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that Amazon and them took everything down.
They took it off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So BRT says they just got toilet paper back, limit 1 per customer. Well, that's okay.
I don't understand the whole hoarding thing of that, but you know.
So the drug dealers are now. Well, they're not drug dealers in California. Marijuana is completely legal. It's like alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a drug dealer, it's a dispensary, and you have to register and give them a copy of your license, and then they'll bring it to your house for the people who are sick, especially the people who do medical marijuana like I do. So it's just that we live in California. It's also legal in Nevada, Michigan, Massachusetts. There's a bunch of states where it is. And honestly, I'm just supporting a local dispensary by doing it. Just like over the weekend, I'm going to get takeout for a couple of days, even if it doesn't taste so great, just because I want to make sure that these people are not, you know, I hope the people who do lose their jobs go to the grocery stores because they're all hiring.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the grocery stores are hiring.
That's what we did. We did the other day to get out of the house. I had to go to my storage unit. So we went out to lunch to a Mexican restaurant. It's just
been difficult for us because we're not used to having rain. I mean, it was pouring here today, hail.
Yep.
So the whole time this has happened, the weather here has been like London weather. It's been just raining constantly. So even if I wanted to go in the backyard and hang out, I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that happened to us yesterday. It was nasty yesterday. And
but you make a good point. Jose, if these local restaurants are still trying to stay open, if you can,
I mean, if you guys
support them. I have a friend of mine completely lost his job because the restaurant has already projected that they cannot weather this storm, so they just close the restaurant. And so all the workers,
I'm sure most,
right with them.
You know, like maybe the big chains like Cheesecake Factory or somebody can. I don't know. I had to buy more food because Mike is home, so we're eating home 3 days a week. So we're just automatically eating more meals at home. Whereas on the weekends, we don't eat at home. We go out because that's what we do. And the places that we go to are not close to our homes because we kind of live a little off the beaten track. So for me to get takeout, I'm going to have to drive 20 minutes, half an hour, and then drive back home. It's going to not taste so great, but I'm still going to do it.
Yeah. but ever since I'm now on complete lockdown. We have
So Kayla's gonna need some. That's what I just got today with some edibles.
like I'm gonna need that for the next 5 months. No school.
We have
Colorado is the first ones to be completely legal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the states are making up all the money. I mean, my order was $60 and it was $17 of tax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how they're going to do it. So states were smart from just the revenue from legal dispensaries, where it's just like buying alcohol. It just.
Well, I've done a lot of looking, and there's people that are just flocking to live streams right now because they want a distraction. They don't want to talk about this.
They say cabin fever is a real thing. Cabin fever.
Yeah, John Legend did a whole concert yesterday.
Yep.
They wanted.
That's what we wanted. We wanted a place for people to go.
So that's why we decided to do this, because it gives us something to do, and it'll also be a distraction for everyone else. So the more the merrier, I say.
Bring your friends. Bring your
friends.
Really? They just closed the schools there, Dad? I'm surprised.
Who?
They just closed the schools in the UK today.
Oh, UK just got on board. The Prime Minister of the UK has been checked out. He's worse than Trump. Totally checked out this whole process. And he just now realized, he just now woke up a couple days ago and said, maybe this is a real thing. Maybe we should do something about it.
Well, maybe you'll get a new one, Miss Buffy. I think the whole world is going towards legal marijuana just because it's not, it's marijuana.
It's not horrible. I think if it relieves your pain, hey, I'm all for that.
That's the problem.
Or it de-stresses and helps you sleep.
Yeah.
The whole world is into CBD now. I've tried that. That actually didn't work, unfortunately, but THC does.
I'm trying that right now, and right now it's not really working for what I need. So
CBD, you need some THC, Dawn. Just get it delivered. I can send you the link. They'll give me credit too.
That's great, but I can't afford it right now. I have to wait.
Thing. So, yes, supporting businesses, supporting each other. Watch your friends on social media.
Yeah.
If people start to really isolate, really start to get depressed.
Always check in with your friends and your family to make sure they're okay, and make sure that even if it's just to talk to them, because sometimes they need interaction. Because
it's not only the financial and the hardships that we're going to come out of this. The emotional scarring that's going to come out of this. Yeah, it's going to be huge, because it's going to be 18 months to a year before we get any type of real treatment, any type of real vaccine. So China is already showing us that they're already going through a second wave, through a second repeat.
Well, we'll just have to try to be hopeful. That doesn't take that long.
I'm just saying, prepare for the long haul. Our way of life could be very different for a long time. I
think it's better to just take it day by day, because everything changes that.
I think the people that are checked out, that are just like ignoring it, is not helping.
I haven't seen anybody ignoring it.
Oh, you.
I haven't seen anyone ignoring it.
We have a lot of people here. That's why I think these cities are going to go to mandatory shutdowns, because people are just ignoring it.
But they have no choice. There's nobody. I do know businesses that are open, that ship product out. Which, if somebody has to stock the shelves. Somebody has to. There are people who are going to have to work.
As long as they're providing, separation from people, that businesses should stay open if they can. It's the people that are out in their homes, doing whatever, having friends over, commingling, doing all that stuff, doing like bar type behavior. There's a couple of local bars that are open here.
Well, I'm lucky right now because
no bars open here in California.
Right now because my brother can still go out. He just doesn't go out very often. He goes to basically get like little necessities.
Well, in California, they won't let anybody. It's only takeout. That's it.
Yeah, we don't go out for
actual local bars, mom and pop bars.
Huh?
We have mom and pop bars open here.
Well, you should. I mean, they're not supposed to be.
Well, yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
where you are in San
That's
Diego.
the first thing they closed were bars.
Some people are just ignoring it. That's why I said we're probably going mandatory.
Hmm. I wouldn't be surprised
Because
because
I mean, he had already said every place can only do takeout. Close. There's no more gathering,
yeah,
and that's mandatory.
all the
That part of it's mandatory.
all the fast food restaurants they're
They didn't suggest. They didn't suggest to go to takeout. They were told you have to do takeout only.
Mhm.
Yep. And people are still ignoring it.
I haven't seen any of it around me. It's like a ghost town.
Oh, I know. That's what it is around our house. I mean, here in the high desert right now, it's like a ghost town, except in the supermarkets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, supermarkets here are actually doing the right thing. They're
Or
letting only
Costco.
so many people in. They have high risk day or high risk hours in the morning.
Yeah, they do that over here for the elderly and the disabled.
Mhm.
Yeah, when I went to Trader Joe's, we had to wait in line, and then they let 5 people in at a time, and then give you hand sanitizer before you went in.
The waiting in line defeats the purpose, though.
Well, we were waiting in line spaced apart.
Oh yeah. See, because I've seen some pictures on the internet, people waiting in line, just a regular line. I'm like, doesn't that defeat the whole damn purpose?
I had to. One of my cats got sick. We had to go to the vet today, and the vet had us. I didn't do it. Luckily, I had my husband was able to do it, but there was a note on the door, everybody was in their cars, and when it was your turn, the vet techs came out, took the animals from the car into the vet took care of them, called you, told you what was wrong with them, and then you paid over the phone, and then they brought the cat back.
Good.
Huh. Well, that's good.
Which is good, because I guess they're really busy, because a lot of them have shut down.
Yeah. Well,
and I wouldn't have brought them, except for one of my kitties looked like she was throwing up blood the other day, so I had to go.
Well, this is going to be a long.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get, hopefully, unfortunately, it's going to get worse before it gets better. That's why we all need a distraction, because otherwise we're all going to go crazy. So
I will stay here, right here in this little room, and not move. It prevents me from not getting it.
Let's see. What does anybody have to say? Okay. So if anybody is into gaming, Ms. Buffy has a Facebook group. I personally don't game at all. It's just not me.
I don't game at all. I did go ahead and join it, though, because we're trying to expand. So I wanted to do it that way.
Good.
So at least one of us is in there. So
wherever you want to be introduced to gaming, whatever, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just gaming ruined my first marriage. I'm not a gamer.
I'm not a gamer either, but I'm always interested in meeting new people. So I figure, why not? Mm-hmm. Plus, it might help our channel. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of closeted people that don't talk about a lot of their interests. So
come out of the closet. Open those closet doors. Fly open.
Yep. But yep, we're going to be here every day. I believe we're going to be starting on Sunday. That's the plan, right?
Sunday.
Yep. We got our show Saturday for RuPaul. Sunday. So if you guys are listening and you're going to join on Sunday, that's your homework. Season 1, episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
Have that watched by Sunday.
That's it. That's all.
Every day we're going to discuss the next episode.
So that's surprising. The restaurants and the pubs are still open in the UK. That's surprising.
Like I said, they literally just it was treated like nothing was happening. Mexico, did you know nothing's happening in Mexico? Literally, they
yeah, all of the spring break kids are going to Cabo.
Huh?
All the spring break kids are in Cabo. They're idiots.
Well, Mexico's treating it like it doesn't exist. They won't even let them play it on the news. They're treating the world is going to go on normally in Mexico. Because I guess my friend Julie, who works for the airlines, said they got people working down in TJ, and they said that they're bound to have this mass crisis where they have most of their population infected with this stuff because they literally are not doing not one single thing about it. So.
Well, because they're the spring break college kids who are pissed are all going to Mexico.
Yeah, the thinking behind that is just crazy to me. That is how we spread this shit.
Yeah.
There's people just saying, it's not going to happen to me. That whole "it's not going to happen to me"
No.
mentality needs to go. You need to be like, how can I do everything I can so it doesn't happen to me?
That's why.
Well, and like I know that I'm a very high risk because I think I've told everyone before I have lupus. It's an autoimmune disease, and one of the things that we use to treat it, this Paxil stuff, I think is what they're going to start to use to combat the virus. So now all the lupus people are afraid they're not being able to get their medication
They probably won't.
because it's something that you use to treat malaria.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, work.
all three of us are self-quarantined because all three of us are very high risk in different ways. So better safe than sorry. As long as we're quarantined, we won't have to really worry about exposure. So
Speaking of, I was gonna premiere the One Hall tonight, and I have decided to wait because it's important to me to show it when I feel that it's ready. A couple things that's not ready for. But I told everybody that here on the channel. I'll tell my story briefly on why. Because everybody asks, you have a Harry Potter room in your house? The room in my house is not literally has nothing to do with Harry Potter itself. As it is, the project wasn't started out of the need to be the best Harry Potter fan on the planet. Where it started from was I had started collecting these things way back in when the movie The Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter 4, came out. They started doing these, found the company, and over the years, this is 20 years now. Over the years, they would just collect and collect and collect, but in their little boxes and just stacked up. Never anywhere to do anything with them. And then in 2013 was when I got really sick, and I got really sick from a bacterial infection. So the natural bacteria in my intestines, my stomach, went rogue, just ballistic rogue through my body, and it affected mass organ systems. Affected my bone marrow, and once it affected my bone marrow, it affected all sorts of things. Fucked up my optic nerves, affected the peripheral nerves in my legs. We're having neuropathy, bone marrow, spleen, liver to a degree, kidneys. I got bad kidneys now. Anyway, it went ravage on my system. I was in the hospital for over a month. They were ready to have me go. They called Kaylee's mom, who's my sister, who was in charge of like all my medical stuff out, and they were preparing for last rites, the whole deal. I had no clue this was going on. I didn't find out until almost a year later that they were actually preparing all this stuff. So I was very, very, very sick. I checked out of the hospital on discharge, so as well as being well enough to go home at 94 pounds. I had to relearn how to walk, relearn how to eat, relearn how to go to the bathroom. It was about a year's long process that I fought every day so hard every single day just to become a regular functioning normal person again. And 2018, so 5 years later, November of 2018, the infection was re-diagnosed. The infection flared up again. And I was told at that time that this infection, the type of infection that I have, is going to be recurring throughout your life. You're going to have different bouts and different episodes of it. So what's the first thing that I do that I think about is why bother? How many times is a person going to go through this before it just kills you? How many times am I going to end up in the hospital, end up shit in the bed and pee in the bed and learn how to walk and all that stuff? How many times in a person's life do they need to suffer through that? So I went through this big phase at the beginning of it, going, fuck it, I don't even care. And then that led to a really, really dark, angry phase in my life. I mean, I was really, really mad at the world. I was anti anything that's happening. I was destroying relationships and destroying my life. Just so mad at the world because I felt that life handed me a crap card, And part of I did go through therapy. Went through therapy for anger management therapy that they put me through, and part of it was to find a source of inspiration, something that you can creatively, because I've always been a creative person, always been in theater and art and stuff like that. Find a way to express yourself. Have nothing to do with your disease process, nothing to do with, I think, find a way. And that's where the Wand Hall was created. The Wand Hall became my therapy. It became my source where I could throw everything through that creative process, everything on the wall, everything through anger and fear and rage and all that. So my whole recovery, my whole therapy is in that room. And you won't see it when you see what I present, but I see it. I know what's there. I know what each phase, what each step has, emotionally, physically, whatever has meant through the whole thing. So that's why, long story short, I'm really, really hesitant about what I'm going to show, when I'm going to show it, because for me, in putting that out there to the world, it's a really, really, really personal journey. Very, very personal journey. So I will be showing something, I think, on Saturday, though. Finally.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
Thank you for the share.
Yeah.
You're welcome for the share.
Let's see where we are here. Nintendo Switch viewers, hello.
Hello.
HRT patches, are those pain?
Are those pain patches?
Where?
Miss Buffy says they're running out of HRT patches for patients.
I think I don't know. What kind of patches are there?
Yeah, because I've never heard of those.
Well, that's the problem that's going to happen. Is the hospitals will become overwhelmed.
And that's the worst place you want to be right now.
I hurt my ankle yesterday. I don't know what it was. It was the strangest thing. I stepped off the bed and it felt like this nerve pain. It's probably from my neuropathy, but
the HRT patches are hormones.
Oh, okay.
It felt like a broken ankle or a sprained ankle or something. I couldn't walk around all day yesterday. I kept telling myself, I said, we will splint it here. We'll do whatever the hell we want to. I'm not going to the hospital for the damn ankle under no circumstance. I was like, we'll figure it out.
Well, I have an appointment next week, and we're doing it like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what my doctor's doing. I mean, I needed to get prescriptions refilled, and they're like, okay, well, you need to come in for blood work, but we're going to refill them for 1 more month, and then you can come in for blood work after that. I'm like, okay.
I'm surprised they're not sending phlebotomists out.
Huh?
I'm surprised at that too. But
for what?
They're not doing it.
They're not sending phlebotomists out to the home.
No.
They're not. They're not doing what?
They're not sending phlebotomists out to the home from the hospitals.
Oh, I guess maybe not yet.
Not yet.
Because that's actually safer for people than people just going into the hospital for blood draws.
Well, my other concern is this: what about the people that are on dialysis?
They're going to have to go to the hospital. That's such an invasive process.
Because I have a friend that's on dialysis. I need to call and check on him.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go.
Do they have machines that are portable yet? No.
No.
They have some sort of setup that they can do some parts of it, I think, in the home or in smaller environments. But if they're on full dialysis, I mean, you have to be monitored in the whole process. I mean, they're literally taking the blood out of your body.
Well, yeah, he has to go to dialysis 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So
that will continue, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Like my dad's in the hospital right now. My dad is still in ICU. He was just trached for God's sake a couple of days ago. He had the surgery. He's not doing well. He's like, trying to recover, and they're stuck in the hospital. And my mom goes and sits by his, bedside every waking minute of the day. So it's like, last thing you want to be is a trach patient at freaking hospital.
Mm-hmm.
But what's interesting about this whole process is everybody's going through it. We're all experiencing the same thing worldwide, and it's like, hunker down, folks.
Hunker down and find a distraction.
So that's what we're going to do. The next time you see us, we're not going to be going into this.
No.
We want you to be happy. So I think that Miss Buffy came a little bit late. So we are going to be streaming every day, and we're starting with season 1, episode 1 of American Horror Story. We're just going to do 1 episode per day. So that way you have something to watch the night before, keep you occupied. Mm-hmm. We're not going to skip Apocalypse if we get that far, but we'll do it. We're not skipping.
We're going to do them all.
We're going to do them all.
Yeah.
So you could be like me and sit out. I'm going to probably sit out a season if we get to 6. We'll see what happens.
Nobody's sitting
Right
down
now,
any.
Nobody's
just
playing out
playing
any
it.
people. We're all in this together.
Right.
There's also a poll in the Freaks of AHS because we're still trying to nail down what time we're going to do the daily streams, and we need
Yeah, more than likely it'll be earlier in the afternoon. At least it seems to be going that way, but only 6 people have voted. So
we would like you guys to chime in and give us an idea so we know how to work it off. To
word of mouth.
Word
Spread the word.
Great.
Yeah.
Spread the word.
Anybody
or send us a DM or a comment or
Mm-hmm.
put it on our Facebook page.
If you're
anywhere
not,
that it's easy to find us.
Yeah, if you're not a member of the Freaks of AHS, message myself or Michael, being that we are both admins for that group, so we can get you in.
Mm-hmm.
And
or just send us a message.
Or send us a message.
Put a comment. Put a comment down here what time you'd like us to stream our daily AHS. Because more than likely the next season is going to be farther out, like every season of everything, because every production's going to shut down.
From what I've heard, they haven't. From what I've heard, they haven't completely shut down filming for AHS.
Not yet. Yeah, What's Your Face was on yesterday on Twitter. As far as she knew, they had not stopped, but I think maybe now they're pretty much everybody's come to a halt.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it's not necessary. Luckily, there's a lot of movies we haven't seen.
Yeah, there's
a lot of stuff.
We can figure it
out. My
father
just got internet not too long ago, and he just discovered Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
So here, all these years later, he's like, "Do you ever heard of this guy named Larry David?" I'm laughing so hard. My dad's 85. He has a motorcycle. He claims to still be able to ride it, but yeah. So there's stuff out there that there's like some shows I haven't had a chance to check out that I will.
Mm-hmm.
All the new stuff is still on
for now.
Yeah, we'll get to seasons that have already been filmed. You know, and we're getting movies. Did you guys hear about the movies that are going to streaming?
Yeah, I heard.
Universal, that studio has taken the charge, and they basically have said, whenever if their movies are already out in the theater right now or coming out, just gonna put it right to the streaming. You can't buy them.
You have to rent them.
You have to rent them for a 48-hour period. It costs $20 to rent them, and on any platform, and you get to see the new movies as they come out. So pretty exciting that Universal's.
But they just pushed a couple of movies back.
Not Universal. Not Universal.
No, Universal's the only one that's not doing
it.
No.
They're going to do it on demand, like on the cable channels?
Yeah.
That makes sense. At least they're not going to lose their money.
They get some money. They're going to lose a lot of money doing that because of pirating and stuff. You know, in one household for $20 versus each individual person in the theater.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would go to the $6 movie theater anyway, so $20 for me is a lot.
I say they all do it. I hope they all do it, but from what I've been following, I guess the big problem of it is the contract with movie theaters, and by doing this, they run the risk of putting movie theaters just eliminating movie theaters. Because if this proves to be really, really successful, studios aren't going to fuck with movie theaters anymore.
Yeah, but I think everybody's going to want, even if this is how it is for a small time, I think that there's nothing like being in a dark theater, surrounded by the sound, eating your popcorn. I mean, I enjoy and focus on a movie much better in a theater.
But remember, people said the same thing about books, magazines, records.
You mean like the things that I have in back of me that I still buy?
Exactly. We do. Then this new generation doesn't.
Because there's some things that you can't, no matter, even unless you have like a home theater. You know, you have a movie like a Star Wars.
I always said they should do both.
If you have a Star Wars movie or a musical, you need that big.
Yeah, I said they should do both. Put it out in the movie theater and release it on digital. So, and we'll see how successful it is. Hopefully, Onward gets dropped.
VRT, you'll have plenty of stuff to watch.
Oh, yeah. I
know the new releases are expensive, but I'm sure the prices will go down after a couple of months, like they do now.
Yeah. So
what?
going to be a lot of binge. There's going to be a lot of binge watching in our future, but that's okay.
Yep. Binge watching. A lot of people are flocking to streams.
Mm-hmm. That's why we're going to do live streams every day.
Mm-hmm.
Is for ourselves and for you guys out there, so that there's a distraction and you guys aren't stressing as much about what's going on in the world right now.
What, Nuka?
Okay, so I think the time on the clock.
It's 15 minutes. Do you guys want to hang out, or we can end early? It doesn't matter to me. I'm
good. Whatever you want. Oh, Swan today. Anybody know the Swan? You also all know the Swan.
You know, I can't see it. You need to move it in the middle. I know it's hard.
You need to hold it still.
Okay, now move it down.
Move it down.
You can't be still on the camera.
Stop. See, I can't even see my hand.
Hold on. Is that Voldemort's wand?
Close, but not. Almost. It's the most famous one in the movies.
Is it Snipes?
No.
No.
I don't know.
The other one. This is Dumbledore's one.
I was just about to say that.
This is one of the Deathly Hallows.
I'm not that good. I am wearing my team Slytherin shirt today. A shout out for Mike. Mike, I also just ordered a Spider-Man t-shirt just so I could wear it for you.
We can watch all the Spider-Man movies.
I don't have a Spider-Man shirt. I'm going to have to fix that.
Go Eagles.
Notice Michael and I are both wearing our Ravenclaw shirts today.
Because they're Ravenclaws and I'm a Slytherin.
It is the Deathly Hallows.
There's nothing wrong with being a Slytherin.
No, there's not.
Absolutely nothing.
Trivia, who can name the 3 Deathly Hallows? Anybody? One is right here.
Can anybody in the comments answer that question?
What I'm going to show on Saturday.
My niece is not here, or she would be able to tell you because her screen name is Potter Fan.
I'll do a little Potter education on Saturday because what I am going to show is the section with the Deathly Hallows and the Horcruxes.
Well, I'll see if I can get her to come on to answer your questions because, like I said, her screen name says Potter something on it.
Yep. I know. I remember that one. I don't remember.
You can do a Potter book club.
But I'm going to tell her I'm doing the Bloodlust, which as soon as I'm going to wear it, and then eventually it will go to her anyway because it's like a lot of purple, and I'm not really. I mean, it's pretty, but I'm going to pass it on because it's Jeffree Star, and she goes insane. She just screams.
Say hi.
Oh. Hi, Nuka. Nuka's one of our mascots.
Hey.
Nuka's one of our channel mascots, of which we have many.
Yes. I almost thought one of them was going to drop in. There was one above my head. I kept looking up. I was looking at a cat who was jumping ahead in front of jumping over. Nuka.
Yeah, all 3 of my cats are in here right now. However, they are all sleeping. So
it's his first appearance in a while.
I know he's been a bit MIA lately.
Been a bit of an asshole lately.
Well, that's putting it mildly, I'm sure.
Pushing limits.
That's how it is in my house right now. My cats are not high on my priority list at the moment because they are seriously acting out.
Yeah, he's pushing his limits.
Oh, and mine are just sweet as they can. I don't know. Mine are all sleeping too. They're kind of bored.
Mine like to play with the cabinets in the middle of the night and keep me awake. So
mine like to lay on my feet so I can't move.
So we had to go around the house and fix that so that we don't have to deal with that at 4 o'clock in the morning anymore. So, they're kind of bummed with that one. But yeah, right now they're sleeping. So
I got my puppy.
I don't I don't want a puppy in an apartment.
A puppy is too much. It's physical. You got to walk them.
Now would have been perfect.
Oh, no, I know. It's just I don't want to do that until I move into a house where I have my...
I do.
I know.
I've been wanting to get a Nuka puppy for forever.
Well, I don't think anyone's adopting. Like, I know the shelters here are shut down. Because they don't know if the animals can contract it or not yet. They think that probably they can.
Oh, good. So they're doing the same thing over there, huh, Buffy? Good.
It's good. I want Onward to go to Disney Plus.
Oh, join the club. Love that movie.
See, if Onward goes to Disney Plus, we could do a watch along.
I know.
We can do that one.
Mhm.
Such a good movie. Ah, so
I
great.
don't have Disney Plus.
Well, you can sign into mine.
Yep. Or, you can always sign into mine too, because I
Or
have
you can
one.
always get the free trial because Disney's giving out free trials.
And I think did the price go up? Because no?
Nope.
I know that even some of the cable companies were giving free internet to people who had children who couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that. I love that there are people who give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people who are helping each other out, even
That-
down to like the Lakers, the basketball players who put money in for the people who don't have jobs now that the stadium is shut down, to the cable companies giving out free Wi-Fi for a couple of months, and
Yeah.
T-Mobile for giving unlimited data.
I was worried about my internet, and because we were so behind, and we were going to get a new internet service, we didn't yet because we're still trying to figure out what's the best option. And then this happened. Luckily, AT&T is not shutting anybody down.
Well, yeah, that's how it is with us too. Electricity's not going to be shut down. The gas is not going to be shut down.
Yeah.
They're not going to cut off the TV because they know everybody's
Yeah,
happy.
well, even if you have like an expired driver's license, they're not gonna they don't. The parking violations have been suspended. They're trying to do what they can, and I
Yep.
mean, at least they're giving it. I give them an A for effort,
But for
because
how long?
I think in California we're kind of lucky because we have a different kind of amount. I mean, we have the people who are around us are a little different than some of the other places. Although I do compare to some of the states where I know people, and it's kind of a similar situation as far as like what's closed, what's not closed, what's available, what's not available. We have a little more resources, I think, on the West Coast than the East Coast does, because they seem to get slammed with it first. Yeah, you can't pause a movie because you have to go to the bathroom. Ammo might be selling out. I know that people are buying guns like crazy too.
How are you buying guns for?
Why?
Come in and shoot us all? Or people watch too many damn movies.
Yeah, like we're just gonna have to see what happens, guys,
That's where we are
and
now.
try to do what we can to help you forget about it. So before Sunday, watch Murder House episode 1, season 1.
Not
Murder House.
the first
I don't know. I love most of the American Horror Stories. I can't put one above another. I could watch some of them. I can watch more than others. How many? Okay, so we all know Michael is Mr. Freak Show. How many times have you watched Freak Show, Michael?
More than the rest, several times.
But not do you know how many? Like, I know I've watched Hotel 5 times.
Oh, at least 5 times, yeah.
I got you beat on that, girl.
I've watched Hotel about 5 times. I've watched Murder House about 3 times. I tried. You know what? Asylum was so great, but you got to be in the right headspace for it.
Yeah, we better get in the right headspace.
So I started to watch it the second time, and I was a little. I got a little. I mean, like Freak Show and Asylum are so heavy. Like whereas if you have like a coven or a hotel, that's like so easy to do.
Well, by doing it day by day, I think it's going to help some of these other seasons that people have a hard time getting through.
Yeah.
Because we're just going to watch the one episode a day. So it's not like binging it where you get overwhelmed by it.
Mm-hmm.
So Miss Buffy wants to know, what is your feel-good song that will always cheer you up when you need it?
I don't know if I have a feel-good song, but I tell you, I go through moments with, for me, it's different musicals. But like right now, I'm like hooked. I'm diehard hooked on Hamilton right now. And I was really, really late getting on board with Hamilton.
I'm sorry.
I was really late getting on board. And once it clicked, it really clicked. I'll tell you, when it clicked was right after I found out that my mom was dead. and I for some reason started listening. And this musical, that musical is so inspiring, and so just it tells a story. But the music in it just really gets me moving. Really gets me happy. So that's my thing right now.
I have not been able to get into that one. I have tried several.
I
Yeah,
tried for
well,
years.
I try. I think that what she's asking is like when we want to be happy,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
not
For me, it's
serious,
musicals.
not
Whatever musicals
sad.
I'm listening to, feel good musicals. That gets me going.
Um,
I don't have
What
any
about you,
song.
Dawn?
it's not a specific song; it's a genre. Mine is like full '80s music.
I was thinking about
So is
that. I was thinking
mine.
about Cool Summer. I've been
Yeah.
hanging around with that song. Always gets me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Cool Summer.
Mine is just anything. Do I have? Okay, so my favorite. I just listen.
Oh,
Huh?
technical difficulties, people.
Stand by, please.
But
There
if
she
I
is.
want to like be happy, I don't know. She said Madonna. Yeah, old Madonna is always good to make you happy.
Yeah.
I just what makes me happy is to rock out. So I'll put on like old Pat Benatar, and just like girls who rock, like girls singing rock, like Joan Jett, or like I Bad Reputation is probably like was my theme song in high school. Anything that just goes just kind of just makes you happy.
Oh, I have one.
Or it could be like Earth, Wind, and Fire. It just depends on the Prince. It just kind of depends.
My biggest all-time favorite feel-good album of in history is Paula Abdul's Spellbound.
Nice.
I used to clean the whole house. I used to do all my chores to that album. I had this whole freaking show planned out around this album. I had full choreography and everything. I love that album.
I have an album like that too. Way different now. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yellow Brick Road.
Just from Funeral for a Friend all the way. It's a double album. It tells a story.
Funeral for a Friend is my favorite song on that album.
It's really amazing.
Yeah.
No, that was like when you have like we're gonna do desert, like your 5 desert albums, and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road is definitely one of mine. Cheap Trick Live at Budokan is one of mine. What's more fun than Cheap Trick? I Want You to Want Me,
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mine would all be musicals, I think. I think all 5 of mine would be musicals.
Oh, Miss Buffy's opened the can of worms.
Uh-oh.
So what about you, BRT?
Holiday.
Nice choice.
I tell you, there's nothing better than seeing her do that song as an encore live. It always gets people going. It's always her big, huge moment in the concert. Never fails.
Well, that's like Billy Idol did. He came back and did White Wedding, the one that I taped, and he started it slow with Steve Stevens, and then they went right into and everybody just went fucking crazy. And then he went right into Moni Moni at the end. And he had everybody saying, "Hey, motherfucker, get laid, get fucked," like in between the thing, and everybody was screaming it. And because if you ever see Billy Idol, you just say, "Hello, Billy fucking Idol." On all of his merch, it's BFI. His whole thing is, "I'm Billy fucking Idol."
All right, guys. So we're going to start closing the stream for today. But, get ready for us to start on Sunday. We will be back on Saturday for our RuPaul episode 4 review. So come back for that.
It's been interesting so far. I haven't been able to weigh in, but I've been watching for sure.
And God, it's so sad what's happening this season.
I know.
Because it kind of does ruin it when you see how good she did.
But we will be back on Saturday. All 3 of us will be there this time to weigh in on that.
6 o'clock, makeup done, ready to slay.
And then on Sunday, we will be starting our streams. So look forward to that and prepare yourselves with episode 1 from
Watch 1 before Sunday.
So thank you for coming by, and we will hopefully see you guys. Let us know. Give us a comment. Give us a shout out. Anything you're feeling, anything you want to do.
And we will be back very, very soon.
Saturday.
All right, everybody, take care of yourselves.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
And we're out.
And no, we're not.
Who's in the way?